Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy D Wing bringing you yet another YouTube video at this time. So basically what I'm going to be doing with you guys today is bringing you guys my Vendread deck profile. So this is obviously the disappointing Flames of Destruction support that's added into this deck, of course. So yeah guys, I already spoke about my utter disappointment for the support in my other videos, so let's just get straight into this deck profile and not waste any more time. Alright, so as always, let's start off with the monsters. Alright, so first we have 2 Vendread Executioner. So, you guys already know 3000 attack, level 8. His effects, it can be ritual summon with any Vendread spell. It basically protects all your cards from targeting, and when it's destroyed while you possess it by an opponent's card effect, you can search a Vendread card. So yeah, I'm going to keep that short and simple. I'm not even going to really speak on it. So yeah, that's that. Now we have 2 Battle Lords, which is the obviously the mini Shockmaster, the watered down version of it, of course. And when it's sent to the graveyard, while you control it, of course, you can add a ritual monster from your deck to your hand and send 1 Vendread monster from your deck to the graveyard. So yeah, still pretty good. Last but not least, for the rituals, we have 3 Slayers, of course. Now, as you can see, the 3 Slayers have not changed throughout the entire 4 waves of support that we've had, and it's not going to change, period, now. So, hey guys, you already know what Slayer does. It's keeping it short and simple. Next, we have for the regular Vendread monsters, we have 2 Animas, of course. Anima's actually really decent. It while it's in the graveyard, you can banish it and special summon a banished Vendread from your banished pile. That includes any of the ritual monsters if they were summoned correctly to begin with, so you can, sort of combo off and get certain things to go off and getting your ritual monsters back on the field so that you can re-trigger their effects again and stuff like that. Is really solid. Fortunately, it's a level 1, which makes it kind of awkward for ritual summonings, of course. And also the effect it gives ritual monsters is that it gets to when a ritual monster battles, it can banish the monster it battles with. So yeah, it's pretty decent. I like it. Alright, next we have for the regular Vendreads, we got 2 Revenants, 2 Hound Hordes, and 2 Sturgis to round out the Vendread monsters. Alright, so that's that, and of course we have the Shiranui Synchro support for the generic zombies, of course, Zukis, Yun Zombies, Spectral Swords, Solitaire, and we have 1 Goblin Zombie for searches and stuff to at least help with the deck's abysmal consistency. So yeah, so this is the generic support, of course. Alright, so that is it for the monsters. We are going to go into the spells now. Alright, so first we have the new ritual spell to come out of Flood. We have Vendread Evolution. So this card is actually pretty decent in that it basically can ritual summon any Vendread monster, of course. Unfortunately, that makes it unpre-preppable, of course, which sucks. But the ritual requirements is that it can send ritual materials from your hand, field, or send 1 Vendread monster from your deck to the graveyard in order to special summon, ritual summon a Vendread from your deck, from your hand or graveyard, which is pretty good because the original one has the ability to do that too. So yeah, so you can, it sort of mitigates the cost of ritual summoning to a certain degree, but obviously there could have been better ways to do that, of course, except this. And also they added the restriction that the monster is destroyed at the end of the next turn, so there are ways to actually work around that, so it's not too bad. And of course, Battlelord and Slayer have their effects that, you get something when they're sent to the graveyard, so it sort of mitigates that to a certain degree. But it's still a pretty good ritual spell card overall. And we have the OG ritual spell, which is the Vendread Origin. This one instead, the other two that Evolution has, but instead of sending one from the deck to the graveyard, this one banishes from your graveyard in order to ritual summon from the hand or graveyard. And it also protects Slayers on the field from being destroyed by battle or card effects by banishing it from the field. So still really good. 3 is definitely a must for it. Alright, and you have 2 Vendread Charge. Still pretty decent during your battle phase and stuff like that, or when you're setting up plays during your turn. Quick play that sends a zombie? Yes, it actually sends a zombie from your hand or face up on your field to the graveyard to special summon a Vendread from your deck. You can only activate these once per turn, of course, which is a terrible restriction, but Konami's been restricting these cards since the onset, so it doesn't even matter at this point. So yeah, pretty decent card. Still 1 Vendread Knights. I don't know, just haven't had a real reason to play it at multiples for any reason, but yeah, it basically discards 2 such Vendread from your deck to your hand, and it has a second ability that when your Vendread attacks, you can banish a Vendread from your graveyard to have it attack again in a row. So yeah, still pretty decent. 3 pre-preps. Super essential for the deck, which gets you your Slayer and your Vendread Origin from your deck to your hand. I wish the other spell was freaking pre-preppable, but it's not, so. But yeah, pretty good staple in the deck, of course. Of course, you got 2 pre-preps to go with 2 preps to go with the 3 pre-preps. Get you a level 7 for a lower ritual monster from your deck to your hand, and also get you a ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand. So it's not anything specific like with pre-prep, so you can get any of your ritual spells back to your hand via this effect. So it's still pretty good. And we got Burial for our banished stuff to get them back to the graveyard to set up for effects again. 2 Allures for our draw power, of course. And 1 Foolish Burial to get stuff to the graveyard. Alright, so that is it for the spells. Traps, real quick. Got 2 Solemn Strikes for our traps for, negation and stuff like that. And we have 2 Vendread Daybreaks for our destruction and stuff like that. So Daybreak, target a Vendread ritual on your field, destroy all cards on the field, or other cards on the field except for the chosen Vendread ritual monster. And the Vendread monster cannot attack directly as long as it's face up on the field. So yeah, it's not the best form of destruction. Black Rose is still better in retrospect because it's a monster, of course, that blows up everything. It's a trap, so it's slower, you set it, you gotta wait, all that other good stuff. You guys already know how that works. But yeah, but there's also ways to mitigate that as well. You can ritual summon the monster that you targeted for this effect away. You can synchro summon the monster away so that you can still have monsters to attack directly during that same turn after you activate this effect. So yeah, there are ways to get around it, of course, so it's not too bad. Alright, so that is the deck. So let's go into the extra deck now. So we have 2 Vampire Suckers, new out of the Flames of Destruction, of course. So basically it gives you the ability to tribute summon your opponent's monsters as if you controlled it. And it has 2 specific effects, like you can special summon a monster from your opponent's graveyard and treat it as a zombie. And when a zombie is special summoned from the graveyard, either graveyard, doesn't matter, you can draw a card from it. So there's a lot of decent uses from it, since the Vendread can special summon themselves from the graveyard via the various effects. So yeah, so you'll have opportunities to draw cards off this effect. So yeah, this card's pretty solid, and of course, link arrows pointing down so that you are able to perform your extra deck play, which is really solid. All right, and last for the links, we have Decode and Bowload, of course. These things you can actually use the vampire suckers to go into these, so on and so forth. You guys already know. Alright, so that is it for the links. So synchros, we have Sun Saga and Shogun Saga because of Spectral Sword, of course, and I still run the Spectral Sword combo that gets you into this. Spectral, Mizuki, Solitaire will get you into this with 2 materials, of course, and Shogun Sagas for the multi-case scenarios that you need. So yeah, still pretty solid. Crystal Wing and 2 Omegas. These are also your level 8 options. Omegas, of course, to get your stuff back, and Crystal Wings for negation and just overall just destructive presence on the field. Still an awesome card now. Alright, so yeah, that's that. And 1 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. You guys already know Link monsters have to be in attack position. Most of them are effects, so this will definitely, get you out of a bind if you find yourself surrounded by a group of Link monsters and you have no way out, really. So, yeah, that's that. Level 7 options, Black Rose, Crystal, and FA Dawn Dragster for your level 7 options. This one negates spell and trap cards by removing 2 levels from it, once per turn, of course, which is really good. To have some negation on board to, keep yourself safe from all those pesky spells and traps that do stuff. So yeah, that is it for your level 7 options. And 2 level 6s. You have Archfiend Zombie Skull and Stardust Charge Warrior. Actually, Archfiend Zombie Skull is pretty good for the Vendread evolution effect, since it protects your zombies from being destroyed by card effect. The evolution effect won't apply, since your rituals are zombies, so this will keep them from being destroyed at the end of the next turn if you happen to have this on the field with any of your Vendreads that was summoned through the evolution on the field. So that's pretty good in that regard, and still pretty decent to getting you your draws when it's single summoned to the fields. Just building up consistency for the deck, of course. So yeah, guys, that is it for the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. So this is the final rendition of the deck for now. Obviously, we're going to see what's going to happen in the OCG land once they get a hold of this. Hopefully, they can do some real justice with it, or they may not do anything with it. So we just will have to see and hope for the best. So yeah, guys, keeping this short and simple, I will leave that at that. So I'll be bringing you guys more videos in the meantime. But until then, peace, YouTube.